bit further back in the hand, sort of off spin, try and get a bit of top spin on it so it's kicking up a bit.
Morning legends! It is the last day of November, Thursday the 30th, and I've had a clean shave so that my mow is more pronounced. I've had this dirty mow for the whole of November. Gave it a little trim last week, but I've had a clean shave. I have one clean shave a year so that my mow can stand out. So if you guys are able to, I'd love if you could donate to my fundraising campaign. I will post a link below. It's the last day before it goes. Mrs. S will be very pleased to see it go. She's not a fan, but it is all for a good cause. Mental health and men's health are things that I'm really passionate about. Mental health is a big, huge issue in our society all around the world. Something that's becoming more and more pronounced with social media and people sort of getting insight into other people's lives and comparing themselves. People start to struggle a bit more and feel like they're not doing very well in their own lives, which often isn't true. It's just a thought that people end up giving energy to and end up believing. But if you're struggling at all, if you're struggling with anything mentally, then please don't ever hesitate to contact someone, talk to someone. It's really, really important that you open up. As the great charity that we support, it's called Livin'. Their slogan is, "It ain't weak to speak," and it certainly isn't. In this day and age, we have global sporting superstars suffering from depression and battling mental health issues, so there's nothing wrong with that. So don't ever feel like you can't open up. If you need to talk to someone, you can always send us a message and we'll listen. So Movember's really important. It's a really great time and great thing that all men can get behind. So please support me if you can. It's been a great morning so far. Got up at 5 a.m. again. I had a few days earlier this week where I didn't due to having a party on the weekend, but I'm back into my 5 a.m. routine. Really pleased to be up. Feel so much better. It's 8:30 now and I've been up 3.5 hours. Got loads of work done. Got Danny arriving shortly, so got another busy day with him. Fitness session with Vogesy and then some coaching and training this afternoon. Just getting to the gym for the hour of death. How you feeling, Danny? He's pumped for it. He's going to do a little bit of it, bit of videoing. This is our last one for a while. Vogesy's away with the state 19s next week, and then he's got the Scorchers stuff over the Christmas, so we'll be resuming in January. So we might get smashed today, I reckon.
Good boys, get you 12, then have a breather. 5 rounds. Good. Just under 30 seconds rest.
No Vogesy today, no show.
Can't handle the heat. $1K under 120. Well, you got punishments on the rower, boys. You don't want to do any rowing. Second 1K on the bike. First one he did 113.
Feel the burn.
Got to break 120 again. He's safe from punishments. He's on target too. Started well. Come on, Tommy. How you feeling, Daniel? Come on. Got 20 seconds to get there. It's going to be tight, Tommy. Got to go here. Got to go. 10 seconds. Sprint. 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 Oh, yes, bang on. Well done, mate. Well done, no rower for you. Good boy.
Session done. Absolutely cooked us. Vogesy ended up coming half an hour late. How'd you find that, Danny?
Tiring.
Tiring? Where's sore?
My ass.
Ass. That's probably from the bike. As you would have seen, the bike was brutal after we did a run and some burpees. Then we finish with some weights. Seriously tough, head's throbbing, which always shows we've worked hard. Good work, youngster.
Just having a hit with Will, who's working on some power hitting options. Nice shot. Just trying to get his head going over his bottom half. He's just collapsing out. Lovely contact. That head's more lined up. Got the habit of collapsing outside his bottom half sometimes. Nearly. Like that, his head's just across a bit farther offside. So just got to get his head and weight going into the ball a bit more. No worries.
4.
Good. Here we're just doing the drill where Will's got a 1, a 4, a 6 he has to score. 6! Great shot. Nice and positive. It's not going to get it right every time, but we're just trying to get him out of his comfort zone. 1! Nearly, maybe at point. So either side of point, it's 1. 4. Yeah, great shot. Got to try and beat it off though. Lovely contact. 1. Probably hasn't beaten cover, but nearly. 6. Yeah! Cracking shot, Willy boy. Great shot.
Legends, we're here with one of our fast bowlers from the Melville Storm, Tom Kerr-Sheppard.
Hey guys, how are you?
We get asked during the week about slow balls. We put a post up about slow balls. TK is an expert at bowling slow balls. Teeks, when do you normally bowl a slow ball?
At the top of an innings in a 20-20 game when the ball's still new, I think you want to try and swing it. But especially in the middle overs and towards the end, I think taking the pace off makes it easier to set fields. You can bring third man, fine leg up, set an offside field, ball slow balls out wide. They're pretty strong, and the wind's going to leg side. You can change that up. So I think it just gives you more options to bowl defensively. Pace cut, most batsmen like pace coming onto the ball, so onto the bat. So you want to just try and take that away from the batsman.
Absolutely, and I know as skipper it also often makes it easier to defend an area, because that's the sort of, if you take off the pace off, they can't score in certain areas. So that's a really good point. Now Teeks, what sort of a grip do you generally go to for your slow ball?
So generally sort of bit further back in the hand, sort of off spin, try and get a bit of top spin on it so it's kicking up a bit. Other sort of cutters, I've got one out the back of the hand though, I'm not that confident with it. So predominantly it's just a sort of off spinning delivery to the right hander.
Awesome. All right guys, we'll have a look at Teeks bowl a few of them now. Just a bit slower. See him roll his fingers on it. So Teeks, when you're bowling slow balls, what sort of field would you have?
With 5 out, I'd probably look to have square leg, mid wicket, long on, long off, and a sweeper on the offside, and then bowl nice and straight at the stumps. I think, especially in 20-20 cricket, if they're missing, you want to be hitting. While you want to limit the runs, you also want to be taking wickets. Attack's the best form of defence.
Hey vlog, I would have chatted to you after training, but it was pitch black, so there was no point. So I've just got home, still in my cricket gear. Just wanted to talk to you about my batting tonight. Obviously I didn't record any footage from tonight's session. I did some stuff with TK on slow balls, as you will have seen, but I had a really interesting training session. I started off not feeling good at all. I felt like I was early on everything. I felt like my top wrist was collapsing, and some days, I'm sure you all know that you just feel like you almost don't know which end of the bat to hold. You just feel out of sorts, and today was one of those days I felt like I couldn't time anything. Everything was collapsing and no control in my contact. So when I had a throwdown to start, then I went into a net facing the bowlers, and I sort of started to stand up a bit taller and try and be really still. And that did help me a little bit. I got into my leg stump a little bit better, got my weight forward through leg side, hit them quite well. But then I had a throwdown, and then Vogesy got on the flinger to me, so I batted for ages, and throughout this time I was tinkering. I was playing with different parts of my game, mostly to do with my head and my grip, just to get the feeling right. And I asked Vogesy to watch my bat lift, because I said to him it felt like I was a little bit closed, and that meant I was coming across everything, and I was losing my top hand, losing my control. So Vogesy went to throw one at one point, and he stopped, and I was sort of quite still, which was good. but my bat was quite closed and behind me almost. So we had a bit of a chat about it, and he suggested that in my ready position, I cock my wrist, and especially my back wrist, my bottom hand. Cock my wrist a bit rather than just picking up my bat with a flat hand. I cock my wrist a little bit, just like that. So instead of that, it's just that. So I started to do that for the next 10 minutes. The rest of me, it was getting dark at this point, but Vogesy was flinging them quite fast. I was just making sure, instead of being sort of upright and still, I've stopped tapping now for the last few weeks, which was again tinkering with something, but we'll talk about that another time. So I just started getting my head forward and cocking my wrist, just a little bit like this, making sure I was pushing my weight down the wicket, and it made a huge difference. All of a sudden, my bat face was opening instead of being picked up closed, and I was then able to access my shots through the offside much, much better with a full face. So guys, there's a little bit of insight and knowledge into how I go about my batting, and also coaching from Adam Vogesy, former Australian international cricketer who's the captain of the Perth Scorchers, about to start the Big Bash, one of the world's most elite players who I have really incredible access to. He's a good friend of mine, and he really helps me with my game. So I hope you've learned something from that. And if you do want some coaching or some mentoring, please get in touch. We've got myself and Simon. We've got other mentors and other coaches who can really help you guys, no matter where you are, take your game to a new level. So thanks very much for joining me again today for Scolls Stories. Please like and comment below, as you always do. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I hope you've enjoyed this insight. My name's Tom Scully, and I'll see you again very soon.